All right, so thank you everybody for joining us early tonight. It is the 16th of June. It is Father's Day. So for those of you who are taking time away from that, we appreciate it greatly. We have the wonderful, fabulous, ever chipper Chapreese. I said it wrong, didn't I? Chapreese. Pennington on here. And I'm super excited for her to come share with you guys. You know, I fell in love with Chapreese with watching her videos and getting to meet her at conference. I'm not even sure how we connected, to be honest with you, except later we found out we're birthday twins. And that just made it better. And then, woohoo, January girls. And that just made it even better. But she has got such a contagious energy. And her going live helped me go live. And I don't do it near as much as she does. But it still gave me encouragement to do it. So I wanted her to come on tonight. And I'm going to ask her some questions. First, I'm going to let her give you a little bit of a history on her and her business, because I don't know all of her glorious details except that she excels at all of it that she does. And then we'll go into some of these questions. So everybody say hello to Chapreese.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, thank you.
Oh, you are more than welcome. It is my pleasure. I'm honored to be here. And seriously, you know, I really appreciate the invite. And, you know, it's always something to make certain that you live up to what people say about you. So here we go. I'm from Pennington, and I live in New Hampshire. I've been doing Pampered Chef now for 13 years. I literally started this business because I love shoes and handbags, and Pampered Chef helped pay for that little addiction that I had. As the years went by, I just kind of felt like I really enjoyed it, but I really don't like to cook. And that was one of the things that kind of held me back from joining. I had been a customer for about a good 6 years before I actually joined Pampered Chef. And once I realized that I could kind of do it my way, and I realized that I love getting those little carrots thrown at us. Anything that they would give us for the month, I was like, oh, I'm going to earn that. I'm going to earn that. Then it went from paying for shoes and handbags to paying for school books for my daughter and some of her uniforms. And then it went to paying for some sports. And then it goes now to paying for college tuition and a mortgage. So I always like to tell everyone, you know, you do Pampered Chef the way that it works for you. I love it because it fit my lifestyle for what I needed, when I needed it. And the fact that I could pick it up and put it down was beautiful for me. I am a social worker by trade. I did it for 15 years and I loved every bit of it, but it was getting to the point where I knew I wanted to do Pampered Chef full time. I would have never thought that I was ever going to feel that way about this business. And long story short, the job that I had, my hours got cut. They told me that I had a choice between one position that was full time and less money, and the other position that was more money but part time. And I went home, I cried and said to my husband, I can't believe they're doing this. And he said, I don't understand what you're upset for. You've been wanting to do Pampered Chef full time for forever. And now here's your opportunity. And I never looked back. And it was the best thing that I could have ever done. I do not do it perfectly. I make mistakes. It has been a struggle and it still can be a struggle. But one thing I always say, I never, ever, 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 ever give up. That is what I will tell you about me. I will fight till the end to get what I want, to make my goal, and to make it happen. And that really is it. That's my secret. I just don't give up. And just when everyone is ready to throw in a towel or think, I can't do it or they won't, I'm going, nope, I got a little bit more and I'm going to keep going. And that's what's gotten me where I'm at. And that pretty much is it for me.
That is fantastic. And actually probably some of us sitting here, that's already something that we needed to hear. So I'll be the first one to say on that one. So we're good. Thank you for joining us tonight. Have a good night. Now, so what I wanted to talk about was going live. Why did you decide to start going live?
So I'm going to tell you the truth about going live. I like going live. I wanted to be an actress. That was what I wanted to do with my life.
That completely surprises me.
Like, no, that's not going to happen. You're going to school. Forget that acting thing and just put that to the back of your head.
Right.
So I like going live because if I can't be in front of you, this was the best platform to be able to do that and for me to be able to be myself. I always had jobs where sometimes I had to be very careful about my personality because it could be a little too much for people. And that's what I loved about Pampered Chef. I could be exactly who I was and no one was going to say anything. And if they did, it really didn't matter to me. And going live allows me to reach so many people and do so much that I would have never thought that it could have come to this. So going live was like literally right up my alley.
Now, were you scared at all? Were you concerned about how you looked or any type of intrepidation that you had starting on that?
All right. So I'm going to keep it 100%. I'm a very confident person. I'm not cocky, but I'm very confident. Okay. And I wasn't scared. I will tell you what I didn't do well. So, in the beginning, sometimes we had to record. They would say, record what you were doing and then play it back. I kid you not. If I tried to record, that's when I messed up. I fumble. I get all nervous. I don't know why. It was a disaster. So
do you not get totally tongue-tied trying to record it, like to no end? I get tongue-tied, like someone is grabbing it and yanking it, like I've never spoken before in my life.
And I'm going, I don't understand. Like, no one's really watching. So for me, it was like, part of it is a huge thing about going live is you do need to have some confidence, but you don't need to overthink it. And I do have my do's and don'ts that I would teach my team and that I made certain that I would do because I would watch what other people would do. And I'm going to be honest, when I would watch other people, I go, oh my God, why are they doing that? And part of it is because I'm thinking as a consumer. I'm not looking at it as Chapreese, the consultant. I'm thinking about, do I want to buy from you? Do I want to watch you? Do I want to buy into what you're selling me? And if I can't get that from the first couple of seconds when you're talking, then you're going to lose me. And so I had to make certain that, there's certain things that I want to be when I go live. And one of the things that I try to tell everyone, you've got to find your own niche. That's the first thing. I'm going to tell you, I think I am funny. Now, some people may not think I'm funny, but I think that I am. And the reason why I think I am is because people tell me that I'm funny. And because people tell me that I'm funny, and I think I'm funny, it reinforces that, so then I continue to do what I do.
I think you're hilarious. So there you go.
See? Now that was just another one.
Yeah. Right, exactly. So how do you set up your camera? Do you use your phone? Do you have a camera? Do you have a tripod? How do you set yours up?
All right. So when I go live, it is nothing fancy with my phone. I use my phone and this. That's it.
Okay. That's one heck of a tripod.
So it was a gift, which I absolutely love. What I love about it is that these go in or they expand. Okay. So if I want to make it short, I can sit it on my tabletop, or I can make it that long and it stands right, on my floor. Okay. I like this piece because it expands. So I can do either myself or my iPad. Okay. You can put it this way or you can put it that way. Okay. The other thing I have, because I started doing some of my videos right at the stove. I do my videos in two areas, right at my countertop or right at my stove. And so I got this device that you kind of clip. I clip it right onto my cabinet, and then I can twist it and put my camera on it, and I can get that perfect angle. So if I want to do anything to show that I'm cooking, then you can see it on that. And I'll grab that. When my daughter comes back in, I'll have her grab it so I can show it to you.
I don't think I've ever seen you on your stove. I've only ever seen you on your countertop. So.
Oh, okay. And I just put my camera right in there, and that's it. I don't do anything extra. I don't have any special lighting.
That was the next question, so you answered that one. So we're good on that. Do you have any difference? Do you see any visible difference in quality from your iPad versus your phone?
I guess in my iPad, I feel like I get more of a wider range. Okay. Other than that, I don't see any difference.
And then camera-wise, do you do it like vertical, like with your camera like this, or like this? So I've heard some very specific theories on that, so that's why I was asking. Oh, she froze. Come back.
So you said you heard some specific theories? Did you put
repeat your answer because you froze for a second. Which way do you usually do it?
I do it vertical.
Okay. So I heard to do it horizontal because there's more of you and context and you have a little more space to show what's going on. And like if you're picking up particular like tools and things like that, you have more room to show them versus just you inside that picture. So I've always done mine horizontal. So that's why I was asking, because I've watched yours, but I don't know how you're sitting there with your camera.
So, one thing I don't do, I never watch my videos back. Believe it or not, I don't. Let me not say never. I probably have watched myself back maybe 3 times out of all the videos that I do. And so people will say, oh, I can see it. I go by what I can see in the camera because that's what I love, that we can see what they see.
Right.
So I always have things in a certain proximity. I don't want you to see too much. Not that anything's not the way it should be, but I kind of want you in that small space.
Gotcha.
So that whatever I'm showcasing, that's all you're going to pay attention to. Because what I find, and I would have never thought this, people have a habit of zooming into things that you would never think they were zooming into.
Really? Like, what's that on your refrigerator?
Yes. Like someone asked me something, and I'm like, wait, what? They were like in my little medicine cabinet type. I'm going, who would even think to look like they had literally went in and who does all of that? So
It's like they used their bathroom. It's like they used your bathroom and opened up the medicine cabinet.
Exactly.
Okay. Do you use any type of key phrases? Go ahead. Go ask her. Is that your daughter?
No, babes, you can walk by. It's totally fine. Sorry.
That's fine. Do you use any key phrases to catch viewers' attention? Is there any particular things that you say regularly? Like it helps you with a brand or anything like that?
I always say it's your girl Chapreese. I noticed that I started doing that, and that because I mean, what's going on, girl? Hey, girl. Hi, girl. That's what I do. So I'm always like, hey, everybody, it's your girl Chapreese. What's going on? And then I just start.
Okay. Do you feel like you have a brand? I know everybody talks about creating your brand and making it yourself. I know you said there's a niche that you've tried to find. So do you have like a brand? Are you trying to work towards that?
No.
Okay.
I don't
answer.
You know why? Because I just do what I want to do. I don't overthink it.
Well, I know you do, and I have when I have spent more time trying to think through it, I don't feel as good about it when it's over as I do when I just go. So I totally get that. And we'll open this up for people to answer some questions, ask some questions here in a few minutes. Have you gotten into using hashtags on any of your videos? Do you go back there and put a comment with certain hashtags to catch people looking? And I guess part of the second part of that question is, are you a public page or a private page?
I'm a public page.
Okay.
I may do a hashtag in my, so like, I'll say something like going live at, so one of the things I do is I like to let people know I'm going live.
Okay.
So let's say, for instance, I typically try to go live. At my house, I try to cook on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And if I'm going to cook, then I want to go live. And so I'll say Saturday, hey, everybody, I'm going to go live on Monday. Make sure you join me. Now, they don't know what time, but they know on Monday I'm going live. So then Sunday, I'll say, remember, I'm going live tomorrow. Make sure you check in and join me. Now they're like, oh, she's going live. Well, what time is she going live? You're going to let us know when you're. And then on Monday, I'll say, I'm going live tonight at 7:30. Make sure you join me. Be there. And then I'll do that. When I actually go to do the live, and I'll say something like, going live, and I'm going to be talking about blah, 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 blah. Maybe I'll put a hashtag in it, but I'm not consistent with certain things. I don't always do a hashtag. It really depends on what I'm feeling.
Okay. Like so kind of on the same lines with the brand thing, as somebody said, to always put like a similar hashtag for what you're doing. So that's why I was asking, because for me, for example, with it being cooking in the kitchen, I always do that as a hashtag because it's searchable. And I also do home cooking because when you're out on Twitter and Instagram and things like that, there's certain phrases that people search for regularly. And I found that that's one of those ones. So then if they just happen to be searching that, sometimes they happen upon videos. So I was curious to see if that, so it kind of crosses through the different social medias. So I didn't know if you used any of those or not.
one of the things that my best friend is trying to get me to do, and I'm starting, is she's telling me I need to call them episodes. Because she's like, this is like a television show. And
No
you
kidding.
need to know what episode you're on. So she's making me label them episode 1, 2, 3, until whatever. And that way, if someone wants to see, hey, you did an episode on pork chops. What episode? You did a video on pork chops. What episode was that? And then I'd be able to go, oh, that was episode 5. And they could scroll it and find it, and they could see it that way.
Do you take them off of there and put them on YouTube? Or you just keep them on your Facebook page?
So I'm starting to put them on YouTube. And when I say starting, I mean 2 have been on YouTube.
We're working. Hey, you know what? That's a start. That's not an exaggeration. You're there. So are you using any other platforms other than Facebook at this point?
No, not consistently. I don't do, like I have an Instagram account. I have a Twitter account. I don't really know how to operate those very well. So, and if I think about it, I know sometimes you can do Instagram and then slide the button and it'll automatically put it on Facebook.
Right.
But I tend to always go to Facebook first. And it doesn't
then you have duplicates.
slide it. Right. So, yeah, again, it depends on what mood I'm in. Facebook is what I've started with. It's what I like. That's where I have most of my followers. So that's where I stick to. But I'm starting to try to branch out to other places.
So since you've gone live, have you noticed your numbers of views going up? How many people view your videos regularly on an average?
On average, I'd probably say about 150 to 200 views.
Okay.
Depending on, and my daughter will go, you go live too much. You're always going live. You're always going live. And I beg to differ. And I will tell you why. My friends would check me if I was going live too much. They would say, listen, I love you, but I'm tired of seeing you and you're doing just a little too much. I try to make certain, and I don't have a business page. I do everything on my personal page, and that's just for me. And I'm going to tell you why. I had a business page at one point, and then I'd forget to post on my business page. Then I put it on my regular page. And then and it was just, I need to do one thing at one time. I can't do 50 things at once. And so for me, I found that my family and friends, they want to see the personal Chapreese, and then they don't mind seeing the Pampered Chef Chapreese. I don't feel like I'm throwing up on people. I am not constantly, I very rarely ask you to buy anything or to host a party. My goal is to show you that I've got a solution to whatever your kitchen need may be. And if you want to get it, you know how to find me. That's it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was going to ask that because they're talking about all these different Pampered Chef rules. I mean, not Pampered Chef, Facebook rules about don't post things on your timelines, have a private group or, a different group or something like that. And so, I was going to ask you if you did both or how you did that. So you actually beat me to that question. So any starter tips that you have for newbies? So we've got some brand new consultants. We have some seasoned consultants, but I'm not sure how many of them go live. So any newbie tips?
So newbie tips, just do it. Get over yourself. Get over yourself. Get over yourself. Just do it. Now, I'm going to tell you what I don't want people doing. Because I like to talk more about what you shouldn't do. Do you do virtual parties? I do. I'm just starting to get into that virtual world. I'm a live girl. I like a live show any day. But here's the first thing I tell people not to do. First of all, if you know you don't look good, then don't go live, period. And I'm not talking about you don't think you look good. I mean, you don't look good that day. Your hair's a mess. Your clothes are frumpy. Your nails are a mess. You got crust in your eyes. Don't go live. Just don't do it. Because what I don't ever want to hear, you want to turn me off, and I don't care if it's Pampered Chef or anything. The moment I hear someone go, oh, I look a mess. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come on. I'm done. I already have turned you off. Because now I'm focusing on what I didn't even notice. And now you pointed it out. Did you see my hair? The gray is coming in. Oh, I need to go. I don't care about your gray hair. I'm not thinking about your gray hair. And now you've taken the focus off what should have been your product. And now all I'm thinking is, oh, yeah, I do see that gray hair. Oh, yep, there's another one. Oh, girl, you need to get off. And now you've lost me.
Yeah.
Saying I'm sorry for, oh, I'm sorry, oh, I'm sorry, oh, I'm sorry, oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God, stop saying you're sorry. I made a mistake. No one recognizes any of this. They really don't. Because what I'm going to say to you is this. Someone is watching you that is saying, God, I wish I could do that. Wow, look, they went and they did it and they're trying. And that's what they're looking for. And the more you do it, the better you'll get. So if you do it once and then you don't do it for another 2 months, it's going to feel just like you're doing it for the first time. That analogy about, you know, they talked to us before about when you first started to drive. If anyone drives, when you first started your driving lesson, did you do one lesson every 2 months? No, you had to consistently drive. And if you had kids that had to learn how to drive, you know what they did. Can I drive? Can I drive? Can I drive? Every day, every hour, like they wanted to drive. And that's how they got better. That's how you get more comfortable. It's the same thing going live. You don't have to have, I don't wear any makeup to begin with, but you don't have to have your face made up. Your hair doesn't have to be done up in some fabulous style. Be you. That's what people want to see. I believe the reason why people watch me is because I'm just regular Chapreese. What you see in video is what you're going to see if you see me in the street. It won't be any different. People just want to know that they can relate to you. So if I do my video and I never, ever practice, I go live and I'm going live. I don't read instructions. Probably not the best thing, but I don't. So I'm putting it together and I'm going to make mistakes. But I'm going to tell you why people appreciate that. Because I'm making myself vulnerable. I'm not worried about what you think about me or how I look. And I know you're going to make the same mistake too. So now you're going, oh, okay. Because when you make the mistake, the first thing you think, she made that mistake. I didn't get myself all burnt out of shape. It worked out well and everything was fine. People want to know that they're just like you. And if I make it seem like it's perfect or there's never anything that can go wrong, or I got to practice it first, it's rehearsing and it doesn't seem natural. It's not live.
That is fantastic. All right, so we're going to go ahead and open it up for questions. So thank you very much, and I'll say thank you again in a second, but that was great. I even have my own little sheet of notes going here. So anybody who wants to take yourself off of mute and ask whatever you want, and then we'll go from there. We've got just a few minutes left to do that.
Don't feel like you have to rush, because now I'm waiting.
Now we got her all riled up. I'm going to get a message tomorrow going, I couldn't go to sleep for 2 hours, Kara.
No, I wouldn't do that. When my head hits the pillow, I'm out.
Good. All right, questions, y'all.
Grace, it's Mary Weber. About how long do your videos run?
I get that all the time. When I'm ready to be done.
Okay.
Yep, she's done I've seen whole recipes. I've seen bits and pieces. I've seen just a couple of product explanations. I've seen all of that with her. So yeah.
And what I do is I let people know this is going to be a long one. This is going to be, pretty detailed so that they know what they're expecting. I always tell people what's going to happen, and then that way they know whether they want to watch or they don't.
Okay.
Very good question.
I try.
And you can ask any question you like.
What's that on your refrigerator?
And I'll say, well, what are you looking at? So I've got a whole bunch of magnets, the normal magnets and pictures and drawings from when Taylor was 2 and she's now 22.
And who's that guy walking back there?
That's Al.
That is my handsome husband, Al.
Happy Father's Day, Al.
Thank you very much.
And he's in my videos as well.
Yeah, I think everybody is, aren't they?
Al will come in. They don't always want to. I never want people to think that they do. They're kicking and screaming, but this is a family business. You will get on and you will help.
I've told my husband numerous times that I'm going to go live by about the time he comes home from work. So come in quietly, or if you don't come in, I'm going to put you on. And so it's funny because he'll walk in and be like, you can see his head go, oh crap, I forgot she was online. And I'm like, and here's my husband. And I bring him right.
I got to ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. And now I can't remember. Oh, you say you do your videos on your personal Facebook profile, not your page. Do you do those public then so people can share them?
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you.
And I always hit save. So I save it to my camera roll.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll use those. So I'll say
your
something
what?
like, if I'm in a virtual party, I'll say, this is a previously recorded video. And that way, you know, when I'm going, hey, Wendy, hey, and they're like, who in the world is Wendy? There's no Wendy here. Then at least they know, you know.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And do you write off your ingredients for your recipes that you're feeding your family?
You're darn right I do.
Good.
I only make Pampered Chef recipes so I can make certain it's legit.
There you go.
Chapreese, when you do your virtual shows, do you do a live presentation during the virtual show as well?
I do. I usually go live about 3 times in my virtual parties.
Okay, and is that primarily with a recipe, or is that a greeting to introduce yourself, or what are those 3 segments usually?
First segment is a greeting. Second segment is my tools, my favorite tools or the essential tools I think you need. And then the third one is a recipe.
That's awesome. I like those ideas.
I want them to see me as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So that, again, they're relating to me and not just, you know, some posts here and there. I think the posts are great. I use the posts. And I'm really just starting to do more of the virtual. But for me, I'm not even kidding you. For me to do virtual parties, I'd rather just go live in the virtual party every day than doing posts.
That's
Have you
actually
been in
really
Facebook
neat.
jail?
Never. I have never, ever, ever been in the Facebook jail.
Knock on wood.
I've just been contemplating how I'm going to do my virtuals if something, and that crossed my mind, is maybe go live once a day, doing a demo, sharing different tools that way versus posting throughout the day, or kind of like posting a recipe and then these are the tools to make the recipe. So those are some of the ideas that I've had on how to do my virtuals, maybe tweaking it in the future.
Do you have a monkey?
She's my alligator.
No. Do you have a pet monkey?
Oh no, that's our dog. Come here, Stacey Boo.
It was in the back and it looked like it was.
She thinks she's a cat. She's always on the back of the couch.
I saw that dart across. I wasn't sure what it was either.
That's our dog.
Chapreese, when you go live with a recipe, do you do the whole recipe beginning to end? Do you just show it getting started? Do you just show it wrapping up? What do you do with that?
So here's what I learned from doing the videos in the beginning. In the beginning, I was showing cutting the tomato, cutting the this, cutting the that. And that was when I watched it and said, oh my God, this is boring. So I do all my prep ahead and I will show like a half of I'll show a piece of something so that you can at least see me demo it. But for the most part, I do the whole entire recipe. And I try to pick recipes depending on what it is or, you know, what people are asking for. And if I know it's going to be good, a lot of it is you. If I tell you my recipe is going to be great, it's going to be worth your time, you're not going to want to miss it. You're going to want to stay to the end. Trust me, you want to be here. Guess what? You want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already telling you that. So it's not a surprise to you. I feel like if you let people know what's going on, I think people want to see me. So when I let them know I'm going live at 7:30, the other thing, be on time. Mm-hmm. Don't tell people you're going live at 6 and it's 6:15. And then here we go. I'm sorry. I was late because nobody cares. No one cares. I try to go live pretty much the same time all the time. If I'm going to go late, I'm going to be a little later tonight than usual. People like being informed. I just find the more I tell them and give them a heads up, the more they're willing to stay. I've had where it started out with 50 people watching and there was one person left. And I go, thank you for staying with me the whole entire time.
Right.
You are the bomb. And they're like, thank you. It was great. I don't get myself wrapped up about numbers. I'm not worrying about how many people liked it or how many people viewed it. I'm just worried about that I did it. It got out there and I know it's going to reach somebody. I don't know when. I don't know how. I don't do it for other things. I just do it because I like it. I enjoy it. And I think it's helpful to people. And if I get something in return, then that's great.
Do you wind up getting a lot of bookings and orders and stuff because of it, do you think?
I think it's a mix. I think when people see me, it's in their forefront. So then when I reach out to them, they're like, oh yeah, I did see that video. I'm not kidding you. My husband will come home some days and he's like, oh my God, you and your videos. I was at work and someone was like, oh, I saw you last night. And he's like, what are you talking about? Your wife, she was on Facebook and blah, blah, blah. And I've gotten orders from him where he would come home and go, somebody saw whatever you were doing. They want to place an order. Here's the money and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yes.
Good.
You just never know. And because you don't know, that's why you got to do it.
Chapreese, how do you fill in the space from when you finish, like, assembling all the ingredients, and then you've got your bake time or your, heating time, or if you're using the quick cooker, the pressurization time? What are you filling in with that? Or are you breaking it and then coming back and saying, okay, here it is?
So every now and again, I'll do that breakup if I think it's going to be too long. But for the most part, I'm going to entertain you. Let's talk. What are your questions? Hey, what's going on out there? What are you cooking? What? Oh my God. Just, people want to talk. Oh, and now with that, go live with me? What? Who's calling in? Calling to talk to your girl, Chapreese. And someone's like, I'll call in. And they're like, hey. And then we have our conversation. I'm like, you got to go. Who's next? And someone else. People want to be heard. They want to be talked to. I want to know what you're making. Show me what you made for dinner. And then they're ready to show you. They want to share. And if you're going to give them that platform and make it about them and not all about you, and not sell, buy, trust me, they'll be there for you and they're going to want to do that. I have gone so far as I will say, all right, for all of you who love Pampered Chef, I know you've got some of these products, make the recipe with me. Here are the ingredients. Go out and get them. We're going to cook it together on Thursday. That'll be Monday night, I'm telling you. Now they're like, what? I get to cook with Chapreese? Yes. I have had people do it. I didn't think that they would. I got my stuff, I'm ready. And they're cooking right along with me, step by step.
I'm glad that you said that, because I started doing a thing where Sunday night I would post a grocery list and Thursday night I would cook the recipe, and then I got away from it and I want to get back to it, and that just kind of confirms that I really do want to keep doing that again, because people would, like you said, you don't know who's doing it, who's not. Every once in a while someone says, oh, I did it too, it was fantastic. And yeah, it's really cool to watch that go around, and it's fun. Plus it's a meal planning thing that makes it really easy. Thursday night I have to make this because I already planned it.
Or ask someone, hey, what do you want to see me make? What product do you want to see me demo? I get a lot of requests for the closing cut. Let me tell you something. I show my closing cut and people go, wow. Every time I do a demo on the closing cut, I get like 4 or 5 orders for it.
That's cool.
And I do tomatoes. I do pork chops. I do, tomatoes, pork chops. What else do I do? And something else I do with it. And people, their minds are blown. Their minds are blown.
I double cut a bagel on that thing the other day for the first time and went nuts. Because even in half, a regular bagel is still too fat for most toasters. So you can put that half back in and do it again.
And this is a reason why I say to go live. Don't get me wrong, because my husband always says you're crazy to not test something first. But I'm going to tell you why I go live and I do it from scratch. Because when I go to what you just said, if I go to cut it and I've never done it before and it goes great, I'm like, oh my God, did you? And people react to that. They get excited and they're like, wow. And I'm going, did you just see that? Oh my goodness, look what happened.
So I want to back up something that Chapreese said. I have been one to apologize when I get online, and I joke about, oh my gosh, my hair's a mess. I just came from the gym, and I got away from doing that because I realized that was a distraction, and who cares because they're not looking. I'm just thinking about it. And one time I might have apologized in that video. I don't go back and watch mine again either. So I can't say that I totally didn't do it. But one morning I was making cupcakes for my son for his birthday. And I used that batter dispenser thing, this thing I swore I would never use, and flipped out. And I'm like, before I even thought about it, I flipped on that camera, and I know I was a disaster because I was cleaning the house and throwing cupcakes in the oven and getting ready for a party. And I knew I was a disaster, but I didn't care because I had that same thing. I had never used it. I couldn't even get the lid off of it trying to show them how to do it. And I'm like, pampered, not perfect. And I'm like sitting here making cupcakes. And so you're right. If when people get on, they don't care what you look like. If you're being yourself and you're showing the products, even if they don't work, I've had more people ask to see that video than probably any of them. So follow Chapreese, not me. I'm just backing her up. It works, y'all. So
I'm serious. The other day, for the first time, I went live in my pajamas.
Nice.
And it was funny because I was and again, when the mood strikes me, I'm going live. If I feel it, I'm doing it. I had just made coffee in the cold brew. I had just started this virtual party. I do not know these people from anywhere. So it wasn't on my own personal page. I had on my pajamas and I had on my headscarf, okay? And I went, no, it's morning. This is what people look like in the morning. Why would I not want to go live? So I came on and I said, good morning, everyone. It's your girl, Chapreese. I'm in my PJs because it's morning time. And I had to go live because I love our cold brew picture. And I needed to share it with you. I told them why I was live. I told them why I was in my pajamas. I didn't say, excuse me for being in my pajamas. My pajamas don't look right. My pajamas, no. And one girl said to me, I'm not kidding, you look so adorable. In my headscarf and my frosty, cold winter pajamas.
That's great. Well, I don't want to keep you any longer because I promised I would keep this short. So y'all have been great. I appreciate you hopping on. And Chapreese, thank you so much. I can't wait to hug your neck at conference.
Is everybody going to conference? Who's going to conference? Woo, woo. I see him. She's like,
I don't know.
Okay, where are the rest of you? Come on, you all need to go to conference with us.
So thank you again. I hope you are able to get to sleep. I know you said you wake up at some crazy hour of the morning before any human people should be awake. So I will.
So I work for Delta, and my shift is 4 o'clock in the morning. So I get up at 2:30. So she's like,
yeah, no, that's
so. I'm usually. I mean, I'm still pretty early. It's still pretty good. If anybody has another question or whatever,
I have one. Sure. Amy Davidson on here had asked if we could be able to see some of your videos, and I just went out on YouTube searching, and the only thing I found was something from Envy Salon or something like that. Let's Talk Beauty.
Yeah,
with
she said she doesn't have a whole lot of them out there yet. So.
Yeah, I don't do a lot. So this is the problem. Maybe someone can help me. Every time I try to upload it on YouTube, I always get an error message.
All right, you and I can talk at another point in time because I know how to fix most of those.
Oh, perfect. So if you just go on my regular page, I think now, like, you can go to videos on my page and you'll see me. I'm there.
Yeah, there's lots of them there. So yeah, go for it.
Awesome.
Chapreese, this is Robin. I just had a quick, want to pick your brain. What do you do? I'm really shy and very self-conscious, get tongue-tied real easy. What do you do? You know, how to overcome that?
Just do it.
Even though they're not good at first, I mean.
And don't say they're not good. Here's the thing, and this is serious for everyone. You know, we all have that vulnerability in us. Everybody, okay? But I'm telling you, all you have to do is just put on a shirt, make sure your hair's out of your face so people can see you, and smile. It's gonna take time. You know, I've got a personality that I've never been shy. That's not to say I don't have shy moments, because sometimes I do. For those people that I know, like my daughter can be like that sometimes. My husband isn't always ready to go out there. You just have to do it. And the more you do it, I promise you, the better you'll get, the more confident you'll become. But you don't need to apologize because you said the word wrong. I don't worry about if I'm going to mispronounce a word. You know what? Everybody has. And if I'm going to worry about every little thing, then I'm not going to do it. And that's what I'm going to focus on. And if I said something incorrectly, I've said things I'm like, I don't even know what that means. Or I don't know how to pronounce that. Can someone tell me? People want to help. And it's again showing you someone else is going, that's me. And I'm proud that someone else is doing it because it's going to give them the confidence of doing it. If you have a team or you're building a team, you have to do it because they're going to follow your lead. And if you won't, then they won't. And that's not going to get you anywhere.
Okay, thank you.
I hope that helps a little bit.
Yeah, that does. I just got to work on me.
Well, and also, Chapreese said something in the beginning too, and I don't know if you were on yet, Robin, but go with a couple of things that you know. Like, don't start off with something huge, impossible that you've never done before. Start off with something that you know inside and out, because it's easier to talk to somebody about something you know than something you don't. So to help with that confidence, start off talking about the mix and chop or whatever is one of your favorite things.
Okay, thank you.
It doesn't have to be long. That's a perfect point. You know, simple things. Like little things. The garlic press. You know, like Kara just said, the mix and chop. Doesn't take long to explain. 2 or 3 things to show why it's necessary and be done. You know, I see people go, one of my girlfriends, she goes on and she does like 15-second videos. I wish I could do something in 15 seconds.
I don't think anywhere I could.
I just can't. But it works for her. If she's got that quick moment or she wants to, you know, say something, just if you start out small, then I promise you, you'll grow and you'll get it bigger. But exactly what Kara said, go with what's comfortable with you and then take it from there. You got this.
Yes, ma'am. All right.
Everybody has the potential. Everybody.
Woohoo. Yes, they do. All right. Anybody else? All right, you guys, unmute yourselves for a second and give, what? Sorry.
Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Yeah. So you're welcome. Chapreese, a big applause.
Thank you.
I am here anytime. If you friend me, if you have any other questions or anything, please don't hesitate. I try to help as much as I can. I do not think that I know it all. I promise you. What I will say is anything that I can help with, I try my best. And this is a business where we all just have to work together and help each other out. And I'm just very grateful to my Pampered Chef family. And I remember someone helping me and being there for me. And I just try to make certain that I pass that on to anybody else that needs it. So it hurts me when I feel like when people don't look at themselves and see the beauty in themselves and realize that we all have talents. Please don't compare yourself to anybody else. I don't care who it is. I don't care if they're the top seller, the top recruiter. Don't compare yourself to them. I always say, stay in your lane. Watch where you're going. Focus on what you want to do. Make it as what's best for you. Because if you focus on that, I promise you, you will get better. You'll get what you want, and no one else will matter.
Oh, Chapreese, you're awesome, girl.
Absolutely.
You're awesome, and I love you.
I love you too.
All right, you guys, have a great night. Have a great week.
Thank you.
Sleep tight and don't wake any of us up at 4 in the morning.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, girl. Love ya.
Bye-bye. See you at conference.
Bye-bye.